I'm Rob.
And I'm Louie.
And this is the Space Ops VR impression by
Barefoot Gaming.
You'll note I said impression, I did not say review. At the time of this recording, this game is not out yet. Space Ops VR, Louie, describe it. What is this game?
It is a first-person shooter in VR.
Crazy, right? Okay, but they are trying to make it a little different because they've got single-player options, they've got multiplayer options, they've got cooperative, they've got player versus player.
Yep.
But it kind of breaks down, at least, okay, right now, we can only talk about what's available right now, but it breaks down into two playable sections.
The one we probably played the most is almost like a racing game where you have to run through the map, kill all of the enemies, and make it to the end before the other person does.
I would liken it maybe a little bit to Unreal Tournament.
Yes.
It has kind of that feel because it's sci-fi space ops type thing. And then you're not capturing flags, but you are capturing points.
Yes.
And then when you capture them, you move on, and there's different kinds of weapons you can use. Louis?
There is a minigun style firearm, and you gotta wait for it to spin up. That's kind of its big drawback is the spin up time. Also, it overheats. Then you have an AR assault rifle style weapon, and
that one sits on your back versus the minigun that is hanging off your hip. Sorry, keep going.
It doesn't overheat, but it runs out of ammo. You wait, there's no reloading feature, but eventually it'll power back up into a full mag, and then you can keep firing again. You also have two grenades.
Two grenades! One of them is the boom style.
Yes.
Throw it and explodes. But the other one?
It's a hologram, and you throw it, and it expands, and the enemies think it's you. They cannot tell the difference.
So it doesn't matter if it's a turret, it doesn't matter if it's just one of the AI bad guys, they will target it until they blow it up, at which point they'll turn on you. And sometimes there'll be turrets hidden in high up spots that you won't see.
Yep.
So you toss out your grenade, they'll know where the fake you is, and they'll give themselves away by their position.
Yes. Yeah, Rob, last time we were playing, he just threw it around a blind corner, and immediately shots were fired on it, and I went, I don't think we've had one work that well yet. It was actually a little bit incredible.
It was humbling to watch such genius at work, is I believe what he was going to say.
Yes, so humbled.
And then there's the other mode that we didn't really get a chance to play, and that's because it's multiplayer. And the multiplayer mode is 2-player versus 2-player, and it's cooperative player versus player, if that makes sense.
And the reason we couldn't find anybody to play with is because the game's not for sale yet.
Makes it more difficult to find other people, and again, we know there are other copies out there, but it still has to line up with someone else being on, and we couldn't find anyone else on. So we played single player. There are two modes of transportation, teleportation, and your regular trackpad or stick slide movement. I don't really know that one worked that much better than the other. The teleport you kind of need sometimes.
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. But normally I don't like trackpad movement as much. I found when I was using the minigun, which you usually use 2 hands for, it was actually kind of coming in handy for strafing and moving about the map.
So, a lot of pros. The game looks nice. Maybe there's some reused assets that I've seen in other games. The physics of everything seems fine.
Yep.
The only negatives that I'm going to say right now is, and Louis pointed this out, and I thought it was a really good point. After you capture a point, the levels feel very empty because everybody is waiting for you at the next one.
Yes.
So you clear off an area and you move ahead. At least when you're playing like against AI.
Yep.
And then it feels like there's a big massive area and nobody else will spawn.
Yep.
So it'd be kind of nice to have them keep rushing you. And it's not out yet, right? This is stuff that you guys can work on, the developers can work on and hopefully fix.
This may only be a problem in the rushing map, but it feels so empty.
So hopefully that would be one of our little minor complaints about the game. So developers, hopefully you're listening, and that's something maybe you can figure out a solution to. The only other thing I'm going to mention is they also have like some time-based platform, not jumping, but teleporting to get through areas where you have to time it, and they're trying to add a lot to it, and they're trying to keep it fast feeling.
Yes.
And that's Space Ops VR. Again, not a review. We can't score it. The game isn't out yet. If you have any questions, like always, leave them below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when our stuff's coming out. And share if you actually want other people to see this stuff. thank you so much for watching another Barefoot Gaming impression, let's call it.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you again real soon. See ya.